Okay, and now let's go ahead and define the create method of our crud class. By the way, crud stands for create, read, update, and delete. All right, so now let's define our create method. So we're gonna go public function create, and the method will take an array of data to be inserted to the database. And the table to insert that data to. Okay, so before we proceed, let's just have a look at the syntax for inserting data to the database using PDO prepared statements. All right, let's just focus on these right here. You see we've got columns and placeholders. Let's just focus on that for now and ignore everything else. All right, so based on this array, we want to construct a based on this array, we want to construct a string of columns that we're gonna use in our insert statement. Remember, we have to build this in a dynamic way. We want it to work dynamically, all right, because we wanna be able to reuse it on different projects. All right, so we want to construct columns that we're gonna use on our insert statement from this array. All right, so by the way, let me just show you what this array will look like. This array will look like that. Let me comment that out just to show you that this is for demonstration purposes. Okay, so what you're gonna do is we want to implode the array on this array on the keys. All right, now this will give us the keys as a string separated by commas. So we're constructing this part of our insert statement. And next up, we want to construct the placeholders. All right. And now this will give us keys again, separated by commas with a leading that. I don't know what that is called in programming. All right. And now, so now this construct this part of our insert statement, construct the placeholders. All right, let me just show you what this looks like. All right, so I want to, for testing purposes, want to echo the columns are and the placeholders are. All right, and now let's go ahead and test our create method. Okay, just to show you what these variables look like. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and call the create method of our crud class. Oops, why is it? And we need to end that with a semicolon. All right, and I'll define an array of data that we're gonna pass as a first parameter here. All right, and for testing purposes, I will just say the table is movies. It really doesn't matter at this point. And let's go ahead and now test our create method. And if we go ahead now and test our create method, it's giving us our array keys separated by commas, and this represents columns, by the way, and this represents the placeholders. All right, so we're doing this part, and we're gonna go ahead and use these to construct our SQL statement. All right, okay, and let's remove that. That's just for testing purposes. And now let's go ahead and construct our SQL insert statement. Cool. And again, let's echo it just for testing purposes, just so we know what we're doing. Cool. Now it's giving us a beautiful insert statement that is constructed dynamically based on the array of data that we want to insert to the database and the table that we want to insert the data to. Okay. And now, again, I'm going to remove the echo. And now let's go ahead and prepare our statement. And now we're doing this part is this part. We're doing this part. All right. Okay. And next up, we want to actually execute that the statement. Okay, now this will execute the SQL statement and actually insert the data to the database, and this will return the ID of the last inserted record to the database. All right.